We are playing more Modern Burn today, so let's get this taken care of. I need to go to Mana Traders and get my burn deck. Probably should do that now. We're gonna have a hard time playing without that. Here. This goes to Mana Traders. I would like to borrow some cards. Where are we at here? Deck Builder. Is this it? Nope. Okay. Alright. I need to change the sideboard quickly. I need... Where is it? Get rid of you. Get rid of you. We have to add... Skullcrack. Make sure I spelled that right. I'm doing this all off screen right now, so you do not see it if you're watching. 5-0 time, yeah, we're here for it. So I want to check something quick. So I think it might be the Path to Exiles the deck cuts. I might go down to 2 of those in the sideboard. I don't know. I'm trying to look to see what card it might be that we put in this slot. Maybe 2 smashes. It's hard to say. I don't know. Is Smash to Smithereens more important than Path to Exile? That's a good question. So I need to cut 1 copy because I want to put 1 more Skullcrack in the sideboard. I guess I could cut a Roiling Vortex as well, but it feels like that card's probably necessary to beat some of like the fast combo decks like Living End or Rhinos. So I'm just looking through a few various lists to see what their sideboards look like. Maybe Vortex, I can cut 1. So a lot of them look like they're running 2 copies of that card. Alright, yeah, we'll cut 1 Vortex. And we'll play 1 copy of Skullcrack in the sideboard. And it also fills a similar... It fills a similar niche. Alright. Excellent. Alright, where is the... I want to rent this deck. Where's the button? I'm logged in, right? I should be. Yeah, I am. Okay. Where the fuck is the button? I give me these cards. I put in all the stuff that I want. Mm. I've only used this like once or twice before, so the interface is kind of like tripping me up. Trying to figure out where the fuck it is. I don't need the upgrade button, I need the give me the cards now button. Oh my god. The reason that okay, well, here's the problem. I didn't give them back from last time. Whoopsie. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. Alright, that makes more sense. Well, I need to not do that again because I can actually get in trouble for not returning them. Yeah. And they won't let me rent more stuff until I return these. Oh, there it is. Okay, there. Yeah, if I'm changing my deck list, I gotta return this and then I can get the stuff that I want. Alright, so yeah, lesson here. Make sure you return the cards when you're done with them. I didn't have a lot of stuff checked out, but yeah, that was a problem. I need to get used to that because why does it say I'm waiting for the there we go. That's that's exactly why I wasn't able to get more because I already had a lot of them. So this is all nonsense that is not worth anything. That's why I still have all that. Those are my cards. Okay, yeah, we got this. We got it. We're fine. Okay. There we go. Perfect. So now I can go and get the stuff that I need. Which is only like 3 cards different technically, but it's good to get in the habit of doing this. Okay, there we go. Now it'll take a second, but we are good. So yeah, the difference is today we're gonna play 3 copies of Skullcrack in our 75. I'm gonna put 2 in the main deck and 1 in the sideboard. We're gonna cut 1 copy of Roiling Vortex to play in the side, and we'll cut the Seal of Fire and 1 Lightning Helix to put 2 in the main deck. And I think that's gonna make a difference. So we'll have to see. It'll definitely help versus stuff like Omnath for sure. Oh, you know what? I should also put this here. If you have not done so yet, please vote in my poll because I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy V's four job Fiesta event, and I want everybody to vote and tell me should I. Yeah, should I play mages or should I play fighters or warriors? All right, there we go. Okay, see, we're getting used to this. And we will return these when we're done this time. Important. All right. All right, so we have to make changes to our deck here. Do I have to do this for every one of these? God damn it. Because they gave me different versions of some of these cards. So but here we go. I will move the chat for a second so people can see it. There we go. So we're definitely not playing that anymore. God. feel like I should not have to click this much to do this. Okay, there we go. Now, oh, yeah, one of those goes away. All right, we got this. Hi, Sweet Puri. We're about ready to start here. I am just fixing my deck list quickly. Nope, no, not that one. I need to add this to the sideboard, and these go in the main deck. There we go. Excellent. We have... What did I miss here? Did I miss one of these cards somehow? It shouldn't have any problem. I have all these cards here. I don't know what it's yelling at me for. Appreciate it. We hope. Oh, you know what? Maybe it is Lurrus. All right. No, it doesn't seem like it is. Oh, it's the fucking lands. That's why. Okay, we gotta fix these two. There's got to be a better way to do this. I don't know. All right. Yeah, because we were scrolled over. We didn't see the lands. That's why. All right. All right, there we go. Excellent. All of the cards are now here. Correct. We can make these bigger. That's fine. All right. So, yeah, like I said, the main changes here, we cut a Helix, we cut the Seal of Fire, and we're putting 2 Skullcracks here just to stop life gain. So stuff like Omnath, we can beat it a lot easier with this. And, yeah, we cut 1 Vortex, and we put a 3rd Skullcrack. I think that'll be useful. Otherwise, I was pretty happy with this last time. We got mana screwed like once or twice, but... hopefully that's not going to be a problem. No, yeah, we use the play points always. Let's go. So we will get into our match. 5-0 town, here we come. Hopefully. That's the plan. See, this is the thing. Like, I used to play like every deck, so I've got experience with them all. But yeah, there is always a special place in my heart for red deck. There's just a simplicity to it, you know. The beard fit. Oh, you know what? I should put my chat back on here. Here we go. Yeah, the beard fits the flame. Yeah, you know what? How long have I been playing? Like, the first time I played, I think was like when Prophecy or Exodus was out. One of those two. So, that long. I didn't really start playing seriously until around like Alara block. Then like I had my first serious deck was I had a standard Knights deck that was it played the chroma stuff in it, so like Light from Within, and extended I also had yeah, in extended I played Affinity for a while. So I think we're gonna keep this hand. Probably just like go with a Lava Spike on turn 1. So we're up against a Lurrus deck here. I mean, Lurrus decks are probably fine for this. This Eidolon will be really good. We'll Lava Spike them, then play Eidolon. If they want to remove Eidolon, they're going to have to spend a card and 2 life on it, so that's fine. You played a red-blue Merfolk in deck in Prophecy. Now that is wild. No. Is it Merfolk are great. That's why I have my D&D character here. I was not gonna focus on her, but she's an Is it Merfolk. I got the miniature 3D printed of it, so it's Corey Nima. That's her name. It's my fan walker character. She's a planeswalker and doesn't actually know it because she just believes that Is It Science does what it's supposed to, even though it just explodes. Wait, was Blue Red Merfolk actually? It was a starter deck, really? What was it? The only Blue Red Merfolk that I knew about was Razorfin Hunter, but that was like Apocalypse, wasn't it? So yeah, Apocalypse. Okay, that makes more sense because yeah, Razorfin Hunter was that card. So I guess we're gonna shock ourselves here. We will Lava Spike our opponent. Then we're gonna play Eidolon. We'll fetch out a mountain and we'll play Eidolon. And at that point we should be winning. We can do like Bolt plus Skewer. Maybe Lightning Helix. Might hold the Helix because I want to dump as many burn spells as I can first. So it might be better to play the Skewer while I still have a good turn to do it. So turn 3 might be a good Skewer turn. Oh, fuck. It's waiting for me. There we go. Jazz hands. I don't have to do anything. We just pass that shit. Inquisition. Okay. I think they have to... I don't know. I guess they probably should take Eidolon here. I would imagine so. Like, this seems like that you really want to take this card like in a Lurrus deck because every spell they cast is going to kill them. Yeah, so they don't have a choice. They have to take that. Alright. That was a pretty good draw. Swiftspear. Because now that lets me... I can play Swiftspear plus Bolt them. We'll get a basic mountain. I don't believe they're a deck where this is going to make a difference. Maximize our triggers. Then next turn we can do like Bolt plus Skewer. If they want to make a token to block with, they'll have to tap out for the turn. And I guess I'm okay if they want to do that. But if they do anything else, like, it doesn't really matter. So okay, here, we just bolt them. We'll skewer them. And then they kind of have to block here, because if they don't, like, one burn spell kills them, and they're not in a position to afford that. Alright, Fatal Push, that's fine. Like, we're not doing too bad here. They can't afford to, like, fetch Shock at any point, so... We have the Skullcrack, so if they go for, like, Shadow Spear, it's not actually going to work. They'll probably make a token, find Shadow Spear, is my guess. And then we just wait till next turn when they put the spear on the token and then attack, and then we Skullcrack them, and then that just basically wins. So they'll go to 2, and then we have a Helix in hand, and, like, any spell kills them. No, they got a Bobble. Oh, that's ballsy. So what the hell does this mean? Do they have the spear in hand, maybe? Oh, no, they're... Okay, they're Inquisitioning again. Alright, well, Boros Charm off the top will do it. So they are a Jund deck, it seems. Um, I think here I just Helix them. Because they can't crack another fetch land now. If they try to play Spear plus equip the token, I have to Helix the token. Oof. Well, it did take up their turn, so we're still live with a Bolt here. So, or like a Lava Spike would actually do it too. The Swiftspear can still potentially win the game next turn. So they don't have a creature to put the Shadow Spear on. And they're tapped out, so... Well, that one doesn't do it. I guess we'll play the Arid Mesa here. I don't think we want to crack it. Just in case they play a creature, we want something to target with Searing Blaze. Lurrus is not doing them a whole lot of good right now. Alright, well, that'll do it. Okay. Got him. Alright, excellent. Never did we not have it. Take your stupid Urza Sagas and shove them. Let's see here. This actually might be a good Smash to Smithereens match just because of the Urza Sagas. Honestly, like, our deck looks pretty good against this. I'd say maybe Lightning Helix we don't necessarily need. That's potentially cuttable. Like the Goblin Guide, they're very removal heavy, but like Goblin Guide is definitely something I might consider cutting. The Skullcrack like seems like this could be fine, but I think I want these two just because they're like gonna get the Shadow Spear, and we definitely want to blow them out by destroying it. So it denies them the life gain and it deals them damage and deals with the permanent, so I think we want this card, but we have to figure out what we want to cut for it. I guess either Skewer or Rift Bolt could also come out. Yeah, Urza Saga being in Jund is definitely they're playing a fucking 4-color deck because they have like, you know, Jund plus colorless in their deck. It's ridiculous. Let's see. These are both sorceries that like I don't know which one is actually better to cut here. It still might just be Goblin Guide. To be perfectly honest, like, just because they have so much removal, I don't know if I want to keep Guide or not. But it is, like, the best thing I can do in turn 1, so... Well, besides Swiftspear, it's... You really want to keep creatures in your starting hand if you can. They're gonna, like... Do I want to have 10 or 12 creatures? That's a good question. Is it ever correct to side this card out? That's another thing. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to take out 2 of these. That could be wrong, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I don't want to give them another fucking Urza Saga. Like, that's terrible. We'll do it like this. I guess. Not, I don't know. This is a really weird hand. We just have, like, 5 Bolt spells. We just have to, like, suspend Rift Bolt in turn 1. I guess. I guess we keep 5 bolts. Sure. Like, these are two good lands to have because it enables our Helix and our Boros Charm. Alright, we still have to suspend this. Maybe we just suspend 2 of these next turn. Oh, the fucking Ragavans. Yeah. You know what? I don't think I actually care that much about Ragavan here. I'm bolting their face. Fuck Ragavan. We're just gonna throw burn spells at them until they die. That's the plan. Maybe when I'm on the play, Goblin Guide will have a little bit more value. Well, they got rid of a Smash to Smithereens. That's unfortunate. I think they put Lurrus in hand here. That would make sense. No, they have a Tarmogoyf. Okay. I don't care. At their face. It's kind of weird that you have to, like, pass priority twice to be able to do this. Well, that's very good. So I guess I'm just going to cast Boros Charm. Because I don't think there's very much they can do about it. I'd rather cast Boros Charm here if in response to, like, Inquisition or something, because I can always top deck a 3 damage burn spell a lot easier than I can top deck a 4 damage spell. And if they just, like, pass back to me, then I just kill them with Lava Spike anyway. But it's just like, in the case they have a discard spell, we just get rid of this. I guess we have to hope they don't rip Lightning Helix. That would be pretty bad. We take 5 damage. Woo! Doesn't matter. I will discard this Sacred Foundry. Okay, well, it beefs up their Tarmogoyf, but I think that means they lose the game. Well, not quite. They could draw a Helix and still cast it. Oh, Searing Blaze, they can't cast it against me, so I think that means they're fucked. Maybe they have something like Weather the Storm. I don't know. It's possible, I guess. Do you have like another Colligan's command? That would be pretty awesome. Looks like they might. Fuck, alright, then I sequenced this wrong. No, I guess it didn't matter because they would do this either way. Alright, well, we have to top deck a burn spell now. A Goblin Guide would technically do it. That's not going to. We're gonna go to 1. So the danger here is if I put Lurrus in my hand right now, and they make me discard it, this actually is gonna kill me. So I don't know if I want to actually do that. It might just be best not to put Lurrus in hand so I can't put a creature in the graveyard. Alright, which I'm just going to hope that I get another turn to play a burn spell and kill them. Alright, double K command was pretty sick. There's not really a way to play around that. So we go to 1 here. I guess if they have a bolt, we're dead. Oh, they found Helix. That works. Oh, wait. Are they not going to cast it? You have to cast it, right? Come on. They do cast it. All right. All right. Well, they had a very good hand in the draw, and we had a chance to top deck for the win, and we did not. So what are you going to do? However, now that we are... Yeah, now that we're on the play, it's kind of a different story. Maybe I'll take the smash out here. They've seen it, so they might be afraid to put artifacts in play. That's my hope. They exiled it with Ragavan, so they already were thinking about the card. And just them thinking about it might be nice. They might reconsider playing something like a construct. This hand seems great. We're going to keep it. Let's punish them and make them take a bajillion damage for every spell they want to cast. See, they are deciding whether they want to keep. We're definitely going to lead off with a Swiftspear and play Eidolon turn 2. And if they play a Ragavan, I might just not attack. Maybe. I don't know. I have to think about that. Maybe I let them attack with it once and then just play like another Eidolon and just really put the pressure on them. We'll see. Depends what they do turn 1. I don't like that the Sunbaked Canyon is going to make us take damage from casting our spells. But I'm hopeful that the Eidolon is going to be very good. Being a Lurrus deck, it means that basically any spell that they cast is going to hurt them. And these baubles are going to be terrible if they draw more of them. I'm guessing Ragavan comes out here. It has to be. No, Unholy Heat. Alright, that's fine. That's actually great. So what do we... I'm going to take... So if I play the Mesa and get a Sacred Foundry, I will go to 17 now. And then if I want to play something next turn, I'll be at 16. Whereas if I play the Sunbaked now... No, I guess it doesn't... It might just be worth getting this over with. Though there's also the possibility I draw like Searing Blaze. I might want to keep this landfall trigger. Alright, so we'll go with the Canyon. So I don't have to cast the Bolt next turn, but there's a high chance that I want to. I could also just crack this at some point, but sure. Okay. Inquisition. So, again, I think they have to take another Eidolon. This is... we need some help, though, because now we're starting to get into a scenario where Eidolons are a little bit dangerous. It might not be enough if they have more removal in hand. So... We won game 1, we lost game 2. We are on game 3. So we are playing the third Eidolon here and hoping they don't have removal for it. And I probably don't want to play this Lightning Bolt right away. I don't really have a need to do this right now. they use like Culligan's command, I can just burn them in response. Terminate? Okay. Guess I could get Lurrus here. Get Lurrus, or put Lurrus in hand, maybe bolt them. Seems reasonable. They have 3 cards left. So they can start making constructs, but we can also start just bringing back Eidolons. Saga is going to make this a little hard because Shadow Spear is definitely a threat now. I don't have a good answer to it either. I don't actually know if I can play this Lightning Bolt right now. They can just put a... They can make a construct here. Oh, they're dashing Ragavan. Interesting. Okay, they're... I think I just let them do this. I don't care. I'm not going to waste a bolt in this thing. They have to use their treasure for this if they want. No, they're going to play Tarmogoyf. Oof. Not great. Okay. Alright. No. Alright, so if they want to make a construct, they might have enough to equip it to the Tarmogoyf. That's a problem. They have another land. So I could play Lurrus and play Swiftspear right now, or I could put them to 4. But this means if they draw a land and they get Shadow Spear and put it on Tarmogoyf, I am in deep shit. But I think I still probably have to do this. I guess they don't even need to. They can just get Shadow Spear. Like, that's a problem. They'll gain 7 life here, and I don't have a good way of racing that. Yeah, this becomes a 7-8. Like, I could tank 1 to the face. What are they doing? The float of mana? Why would you... I guess if they have a land in hand, this makes sense, but... Otherwise, I just kind of like get Shadow Spear equipped Tarmogoyf, but if they have a land, then they can afford to do that. Yeah, okay. Oh, they have another Saga. Of course not. That's terrifying, because now, yeah, now we have to deal with both of this, and we don't even have a good counterattack. Yeah, that's a problem. And it gets trampled too, so I guess we needed to keep those smashes. We can't afford to block. So I have the option to play Lightning Helix here. Play Goblin Guide and attack. That's not great. They're just going to gain way more life back. But I don't have an answer to this thing. I think we're actually just dead to the Shadow Spear now. Fuck this fucking card. I don't know. I guess I had to keep it, like, I guess even though they saw it, like, they were still not going to play around it. But I don't think there's a way around this at the moment. Like, what do I do? Double Helix this thing and then they just put this on a construct? That's not winning. That's not winning at all. They're going to gain at least 7 life next turn, and I don't have the means to deal them that much damage. Like, attacking them here is not really reasonable, and not attacking is not particularly reasonable either. I don't think this matters, but we'll attack anyway. We can't kill the Tarmogoyf. It's a 7/8. And even if we killed the Tarmogoyf, then it does nothing to deal with, like, them just making a bunch of constructs and putting it on. It has trample, like... Yeah, like, it's going to kill off our entire board, and then they're just going to move the Shadow Spear over to a construct after they gain 7 life. Oh, I mean, we can put the Eidolon in play, but it doesn't actually do anything. That's the problem. No matter what we do, they're going to gain 7 life off of this turn. I need to hope that I top deck, like, Skullcrack here. Like, if they attack me here, then, like, if I have the Skullcrack, I can potentially Helix plus Skullcrack them, and then maybe they're, like, next turn, yeah, there's possibly hope. We're gonna take 9, like, we probably have to leave something back to chump block this Ragavan. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, like, I don't know if the Skullcrack's even gonna work now. Just because of this fucking trample in here. I guess I could leave Lurrus back to block. Well, that's also another problem on top of this. They can still make a construct on top of this too, which is terrifying. Yeah, this doesn't work, because now, no matter what, like, I think they've got it. I can't deal with this. This is gonna get through and kill me no matter what, and even if I could survive another turn, there's no way I can actually, like, catch up to this, so... I think if we, yeah, in order to have any sort of chance in Game 3, we needed, like, Skullcrack to deal with that the spear. Alright, well, so we've learned something. We have learned that against the Urza Saga's deck, you have to keep in the smashes no matter what. Just because Saga is a stupid card, and you just need to kill the spears. Because every deck that's playing Saga is going to keep that in, no matter, even if they know about it. I guess there's no reason for them. They're just going to jam it no matter what. So, and I guess that makes sense. So that was probably a mistake. It could have changed it, I guess, if we had drawn that instead. So maybe one of those Goblins guides could have been a smash. Alright, well, we are on the play. Oh, look, it's another companion deck, so we're up against Kahira. Yeah, this is fine. We'll keep this. We have guide into, like, whatever. I have seen a couple decks play Alpine Moon. The problem though is you can't really afford to play a lot of cards in burn that don't kill or don't do damage. The only exception that they have is that they'll play Path to Exile, but like that's specifically for things that you cannot otherwise beat, like Kor Firewalker. So if you have Kor like Firewalker in play, your Path is your only option. You have no other outs. So that's generally why that card's there. It's revealed Spreading Seas. Oh god. Which means, how do I want to do this? Probably play Swiftspear plus Lava Spike. Which means I need to get a Sacred Foundry. So this is... It's a pretty good turn. Supreme Verdict. Okay, that's fine. Probably get them this game. Like, the best thing they can do is Spreading Seas one of our lands, but it'll turn off Boros Charm, but we still have Skewer online at least. And if we draw another land, it doesn't actually matter. Oh, they're not. They're holding up counter magic now. That's great. Well, in that case, fuck them. If you want to counter a spell, counter this one. They just gave up. Excellent. Look at them drawing their next card. They just are so mad. Amazing. Okay. So this looks like a control deck. So probably Searing Blaze is pretty bad against them for the most part. They're only going to play stuff like Solitudes, I'm guessing. Because they have Kahira here, so my guess is just like Solitude and maybe Subtlety, but I somehow doubt that. Skullcrack seems like it'll be really good. Maybe Vortex, but like that's... I'm not sure about this. I don't know if this is like an Urza Saga deck either. I'm guessing if they had a Triome, then it's probably not, because like it would probably be hard to play 3 colors and Saga in here. I mean, I know the Jund deck did it, but I don't think these decks generally do. I could be wrong, though. I feel like we probably bring in Vortex. Because it just has to be better than Searing Blaze. And then... what else do we want here? I mean... the Kor Firewalker could be immune to some of their removal. But otherwise, maybe Deflecting Palm. Actually, I'll take in one of those, just because they might attack with, like, Solitude at some point. I don't know. Is that correct? How much direct damage stuff do they do? I don't think a whole lot. It would just be something like Solitude. So maybe Path to Exile could be more correct as well. Maybe Kor Firewalker. I don't think any of these choices are terribly great. I'll take one Firewalker just because it deals damage. They haven't shown me a threat that I want to path yet. We're just kind of racing to get underneath Verdict. This hand is going to be kind of slow, and I don't know if this is actually all that good. We have to, like, suspend Rift Bolt and then double Skewer them. It's not great. They'll be on the draw. They'll have Mana Leak, potentially. I guess, though, even on turn 2, if they have Mana Leak, we can always Lava Spike and then Skewer them. This doesn't seem like a great hand versus this deck, though. I just don't know if mulliganing is going to help that much. I will reluctantly keep it. Oh, that's actually much better. Now we have the option of like comboing Spike into Skewer. That seems great. Oh, they're stuck on one land. Fuck them. Get spiked. So do you have like Force of Negation here? That would be my assumption. No, they do not. All right. Maybe they have like Solitude. And they're just gonna get rid of my Swiftspear. How do you keep this fucking one land hand? There is no way. Why? Why are you doing this? Is this where we just see concede? You have to. Like, you're dead no matter what you do here. No, that was not the land you wanted to pick up there. So I guess here what I can do is suspend Riftbolt and then double Skewer them. So let's attack with the Swiftspear first. At least he seems to be taking it well, so there's that. Alright. Okay, so I guess here, well, we will, yeah, Spectacle, just deal them damage. Yeah, he just conceded. Alright. Oh, there we go. That was match 2. Easy. Look at what a difference that was. We didn't even have to try. Like, that time... Who's the god of Burn? Like, Thassa's the god of Merfolk. Does Burn have a god? I mean, I guess maybe Perforos, but he doesn't really seem like a Burn god. I don't know. Who am I supposed to worship now that I'm playing Burn decks? I don't know. I don't know the deep lore. But I feel like I owe whoever the Burn god is, I'm supposed to be thanking them for that match. I do think, although our opponent conceded early, like, maybe there was nothing they could do, but, I mean, at least take your draw step at that point. No, you may as well. It's, I have to, like, why would you have kept a one-land hand if you didn't have something you could do? Maybe, like, timely reinforcements or something. Like, maybe you draw a plains and you can just play it. That could very easily, like, change the game, so, I don't know. Alright, here we go. We are on the draw. And the opponent is playing first. Yeah, so they are not revealing a companion, it looks like. No, they did. Never mind. Alright, third match, third companion. So we have, it's another Lurrus. This hand looks great. We're going to keep. We have turn 1 Goblin Guide, and then turn 2 we can play, like, Eidolon. This is perfectly fine. Concealed Core. Oh, we're up against fucking Hammer Time. Neat. We don't have any actual... We don't have a spell that can, like... They could just fucking have it and, like, we're dead. If that's the case, so be it. If we can make it to our turn and they don't have it, I have Helix up for this thing. I need them to not have Hammer right now. But if they have the turn 2 Hammer, then they're just gonna get us. So this is definitely a match for the Skullcrack. It's also a match for the Smash to Smithereens. Okay. So what I'm hearing is that there is a chance because I feel like if they had hammer, they would have played it there. So here, we might want to just attack with Goblin Guide right now and then play Eidolon. Like, what are they going to do? Double block? I don't think that's happening. Hammer's on top. All right, well, that's very, very relevant information. Thank you, Goblin Guide. You are a true scholar and a gentleman. All right. All right, so they can cast it at any point. So basically, we have to keep this Lightning Helix up the whole time. Actually, so you know what? Because of that, I'm gonna sacrifice this Arid Mesa right now. Get a basic mountain because I don't want to crack that when. Yeah, I don't want to tap out at any point here. So this, as soon as Hammer comes into play, I have to be able to Helix whatever they put it on. Sure. Yeah, they can still cast that with the Ink Moth Nexus now. So they have another Sentinel. Okay, that's not great, but at least next turn we can play like Lava Spike or Skewer the Critics and still hold up Helix. Play the Canyon. Guess we'll attack with the Guide first. Okay, what are you going to put this on? No, thank you. Wait, no, hold on. We have to Helix this thing. No, draw your stupid card. This is still not great because they still have the potential of getting Shadow Spear here. I didn't do any damage to them, so I guess I just have to cast Lava Spike. And hope that Shadow Spear is going to get out of control. That's unfortunate, but that's just how that's going to be. They're going to get Shadow Spear off of this Saga, and I can't beat that. They drew the hammer at a very, very opportune time. So here's the problem, like, they could just equip it to this fucking construct next turn and then just gain a bajillion life. I guess maybe if I have Skullcrack, like, but I don't think that matters. Like, I have no good way of dealing with any of this. I think we are in right-click concede territory because as soon as they equip it to this construct, I can't kill this thing. So this thing is guaranteed to, like, attack and gain them 7 life. And, yeah, it does not look good. They're going to go to, like, 21, and I don't have the cards to defeat this. So, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Probably just die. That seems correct. um... You know what? No, I think maybe we fucked up. The line might have been we might have to crack Sunbaked Canyon and pray to draw a Skullcrack, but I still don't think that was going to actually help. Because we're still going to take like a bajillion damage, and then they're only at 11, and we still don't have like enough damage to kill them. Well, that definitely isn't helping my cause. Alright, that's enough. Yeah, it did. Would we? No, we would not have drawn it. So there was nothing we could do about it. We were just dead. However, Roiling Vortex actually seems really good here. Smash seems good. What are the cards that are not very good here? Maybe either like Skewer or Rift Bolt might be a little bit slow. So we definitely like need this. Eidolon not bad. It definitely it can tax them for a lot. You know what? Deflecting Palm is also insanely powerful. They have to be very careful about this. Okay, so what about like Goblin Guide and Swiftspear? Like they still get in a bunch of attacks early. Maybe Helix is not that great. I feel like it has to be some number of these cards. Like Searing Blaze also seems good, just because it's burns that also kills a creature, so it's like card advantage. I'm gonna say maybe Skewer can like combo on that turn. All right, which one do I not like? I have to cut one more card. All right, we'll keep. Maybe we'll just cut the Rift Bolts here. Since we're on the play, maybe Skewer's a little bit better. All right, that's fine. Let's do this. I mean, it's not fine. Hammer Time seems like it's actually pretty tough. So, but this is a match where definitely Skullcrack would help a lot. Its hand is pretty trash. It has 4 lands. I don't think we can keep that. This is very dangerous, but I think we are in the scenario where we need to just pray. So, what are we going to throw back here? Probably Searing Blaze. I think all the rest of these cards, like, they're a little bit better. If we draw a land, like, where this Deflecting Palm will be very boss. Yeah, we are just kind of in the scenario where we just need to draw something. I would love to pay 2 life and play this Goblin Guide. They're on a mold of 5 at least, so hopefully we don't give them a free land here. That'd be awful. Ornithopter, okay. So they play Springleaf Drum, Ornithopter. Do you have something else to play with this? No, they do not. So I will attack with this, and then I'll probably cast Skewer the Critics. Oh, they drew a plane, so that's not great. I think I need to kill the Ornithopter. I don't want to give them a creature. Well, they could still have, like, Stone... Like, they're going to have mana now. I don't know. This is tough. Because we're stuck on 1 land here. Like, this would... If I'm going to burn their face, I should Skewer them now. Or if I'm not going to, then I should probably wait and hold up the bolt. I think I have to Skewer their face. Alright. And just hope that doesn't get too stupid this turn. So if we could draw a land next turn, I think we're still in decent shape. There's Stoneforge. It's going to get a hammer. I mean, I guess I could get the Shadow Spear. Like, that's actually a very reasonable choice. You put the Shadow Spear on the Stoneforge, like, that's pretty good. Okay. Well, they can't equip it right now, so... Well, that's helpful. Stop drill. Ornithopter. Okay, the Thopter does nothing. Yeah, this is a pretty easy chump block, I think. So it's pretty easy to see what they do here. We'll probably just Skullcrack them, but if they put like, if they try to go for like a hammer thing, then we can just palm it. Yes, any line like Aid Hammer gets Deflecting Palmed at their face. Okay. Sure. Well, they have a Stoneforge Mystic. They might not even attack, to be honest. That's interesting. So they're not going to gain a life, at least. Another land would not be bad. Guess that's okay. I guess if they gain one life, that's not a big deal. They have a hammer in hand, but they don't have anything to do with it. They can play it, but they don't have a way to hurt. So the correct thing to do here might just be to play Swiftspear attack. If they double block the Goblin Guide, I can bolt one of the Stone Forges and then have both of them die to this thing, and then Swiftspear will deal 2. That seems pretty good. Otherwise, I can just hold up Lightning Bolt. So my guess would be they might not block this. If they gain 1 life back, that's not a big deal, but they have a Memnite on top. That's fine. Okay, excellent. So we still get an extra damage off the bolt from the Swiftspear, but then we also take away 2 of their creatures. So we know they're drawing Memnite, so they don't really have anything going right now. They just gain 1 life. That's fine. Sure. Pointless. They put Lurrus in hand, I take it? Oh, they put it on here. That makes sense. I guess this is another good turn. Like, I could attack them, and if they block with the Memnite, I can just potentially Skullcrack. Just Skullcrack, let the Memnite die. They take 5 damage. Seems fine. They have to know that there's a trick coming, but what are you gonna do? Oh, interesting. They have another hammer on top that doesn't do anything. So they're stuck. They're stuck attacking for 1 with lifelink. That's okay. I can like win through this. I didn't play the fucking Mesa. I'm stupid. All right. Well, I guess it's fine. Here I could put Lurrus in hand. Lurrus is going to be a little bit slow, but like I have to do something. Like, so they have 2 hammers in hand right now. They could have played it, right? They could have just tapped Ornith, but I guess they want to keep this back to block the Swiftspear because they're anticipating that's not going to be an issue. So I'm hoping. I guess I could pray that they draw a Dink. If they draw a Sigarda's Aid, I actually just die if I get Lurrus in hand. But if they draw like almost anything other than Sigarda's Aid, Now, I guess Pure Steel would be bad, too. I don't really have a good way to beat that. It's gonna, you know what? I don't even know if putting Lurrus in hand is gonna help, though. It's gonna be incredibly hard to use it, so I think we just pass here. I might just have to bolt their face. Maybe keep this Deflecting Palm up. It's either that, or I could kill this thing. That's not unreasonable. They don't have any other creatures right now. So, yeah, I lose out on 2 damage from their face, but at least it takes away one of their creatures. Well, now they have the potential to get Lurrus. Okay. Maybe here I have to do it. I can't... cracking this, though, is still not great, because then it means I lose out on some Searing Blaze. Yeah. I can't really attack into this with this Swiftspear. So this is rough. Well, that's actually fine. Because that could encourage them to put the fucking Shadow Spear on like a token, so, and that would actually deal devastating amounts of damage to them. But they chose to get Lurrus. I don't know why. I guess like they just want to play a bunch of free creatures. I guess this is still a good Searing Blaze turn if we can draw that. No attack, that seems reasonable. Okay, well, this is one of the reasons we were keeping this. I think this just means we win. This will deal 4 damage. There we go. Very carefully navigated. All right. Wait, you didn't have Smash in. Oh my god. But we only brought in one of them. Not Jesus. That no wonder we weren't drawing them. We only had one in our deck. That is such a fucking blunder. Yikes. I like all these cards. I think maybe on the draw this might be a little bit harder. They do have some stuff like Prismatic Ending, but this might just be too slow in the draw. Maybe I could keep one just to keep the life. You know what? I'll keep one. I'm not super in love with this card, but like it could buy us a turn that we need, so. Smash to Smithereens, like I can't believe I thought I had put them all in and I apparently only clicked on one of them, so whoopsies. Hopefully we'll see it in game 3 and it'll be relevant. Well, it's right there, and we have Smash and 2 Skullcracks. That seems pretty good. Just hope that we don't die to like hammer on turn 2. Okay, that's could be worse. Guess we get a basic mountain here. don't really have a better option at the moment. Well, they're down to 2 cards, but like it very easily could just be something like Sigarda's Aid plus Hammer. Alright, well, it's Ingenious Smith. Alright. It's not the end of the world. Okay. Seems like a reasonable attack. They did not reveal an artifact card, right? There's a swing and a miss in that. Could play the Swiftspear and then attack with both of these and then skewer them. It puts the shields down for another turn. But I think like we kind of have to, because I don't think we reasonably have a better way of trying to win at the moment. If they missed on that, then it makes me feel a little bit better. Alright. Plains on... Alright, they drew a Plains, so not fantastic. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to punish this block, but if I had a Bolt, then I could. But I guess I'm just spectacling their face. They're going to get to draw a card here, too. Okay. Just hope that nothing bad happens right now. They did draw a bunch of cards, so you got a card off Sentinel, and they got a card for their turn. We don't know what the O2 are. If it's 8 plus Hammer, it's bad. We were just like, I think we were too far away to hold up the Smashy this turn. Okay, Smith. Alright. Esper Sentinel. Okay, that's not that bad. Like, we can live with this. That's fucking terrible. Oh, they don't have the hammer because they like, or if they do, they can't play it this turn. Okay, excellent. Okay, I guess I don't think attacking here really does much. I think we just have to pass. So now if they have hammer, it's a different story. Because we can actually smash the hammer. So they got Shadow Spear. That's interesting. They can cast that as an instant, so. So what I might want to do here is block with these 2 dummies and then bolt their face, and then if they put Shadow Spear in play, I can just like Skullcrack it, or I can smash it actually. Oh, well, that's gonna make it a pain in the ass. Yeah, because these things are gonna get bigger when they put the Shadow Spear in play. Alright, so how do I do this? Because problem is, like, I have to take initiative. And I'm probably going to lose, like, at least Swiftspear if I do this. The Goblin Guide, whatever it blocks, it's going to die. This will die. So right now, they're effectively attacking for 6 here. I don't really have a reasonable attack, so... If I have this block one of them, I have to bolt them, then they have to do their thing, and then I have to choose, do I want to use Smash or do I want to use Skullcrack? Because the thing is, if I use Skullcrack and they have... Yeah, if I go for this, they could, if they have Hammer plus that, then I'm dead. I think it would be really bad. But the Swiftspear might die from this. Interesting. Okay, so what are they doing with this thing? I don't... Okay, where are you going to put this? I don't know if I like that, because now I can actually take initiative here, I think, if I want to. So they're going to equip it to this one. So they're going to try to hit me for 3. So do I want to burn the Skullcrack or the Smash? That's the question. I feel like the answer is probably the Skullcrack. So I'm going to take 4 damage this turn. I go to 8. This thing will die. They are going to draw a card here. No, they draw 2 cards, so this is dangerous. So if they drew Hammer here, that's a problem. I don't know. This could not work out, but like we're too far away, I think, for us to not take risks at this point. They have a Memnite. Okay, that's sort of fine. I need to live through like one more turn. So they put Lurrus in hand. That's, I guess, okay. So what I have to do here, I'm probably going to need to draw a Lightning Bolt. Because I can only cast 1 spell this turn, so I'm going to have to cast 2 spells next turn to get them. They're going to draw 2 cards, and it's going to be terrible. So I don't have a really good way of dealing with this right now. Like, playing Eidolon is not an option. Excuse me. Okay, there's Memnite. So this thing's going to get bigger. So I might have to start making some chump blocks. Okay, I mean, this makes sense too. If it's just that, it's not that big a deal. Here, I can chump block with like Goblin Guide and then smash this thing. And again, if next turn I draw a bolt, I can kill them. So I guess let's declare the block first. I think it is worth paying 1 for this. So they draw 1 less card. I could have, like, double blocked this, I guess. But I don't think it makes a difference. We either draw a Lightning Bolt this turn or we don't. Or we draw Boros Charm. That is also an option. That will do the job. Alright. I think that's it. Sure. I'll pay 1. I don't think they have a way to gain life right now. Good games. That was tight. That was some really, really, like, tight play, I think, on both parts. We gave ourselves an out against this, so there we go. Smash to Smithereens actually did its job against Shadowspear this time. Skullcrack was looking fantastic as well. See, that's the, like, the last 15% that, you know, you need to, like, practice with Burn to get, because, like, it would have been very easy to make a mistake there. But I mean, we did get there in the end. That was close. So, good games, opponent. That was actually really tight. I enjoyed that match. Lots of back and forth moments in it, so. Alright, on to round 4. Alright, so here we go. We're 2-1, so we're doing better than we were, I think, last time. So far, this looks like this is an improvement. I still haven't got to use the vortexes for, like, anything. I feel like if we're on the play in game 2, or I guess in game 3, like, either game 2 or 3, like, if you're on the play versus hammers, then maybe the vortex is good if you can, like, play it so they take 5 damage from casting, like, their Thopters or their Baubles or their Memnites or whatever. That seems like that's actually powerful as hell. Turns off a ton of their draws, so they just, you know, draw donuts. Like, literal donuts that just have 0 mana cost. Just, whoop. We are up against Dr. PP. We are on the draw. Alright. Who thinks this is a companion deck? No, we are the first person in this league that we're not playing that doesn't have a companion. Excellent. Hand has a little bit of risk to it. They're on a mold of 6. I'm against my better judgment. I'm gonna keep this, just because, like, this has the potential to just be great. I think. We draw, like, 1 land. We have, like, 2 turns to do it. This is fantastic. But even if we don't, we have enough stuff to do in 1 that it's not the end of the world. Okay, we're up against fucking Ad Nauseam, so, like, we are probably in trouble. Well, we did draw the land. So, alright. I think here, if we play Goblin Guide, we're going to help them draw lands, potentially. Oh, they exile double Lotus Bloom. So there will be a turn where we get to play Eidolon, and they're gonna take at least 4 damage just from casting these Lotus Blooms. I don't think they can win through this Eidolon. Like, this is going to murder them. So probably I don't know. I guess we just play Goblin Guide just because it's the fastest thing to do. Then next turn we play Swiftspear plus suspend a Rift Bolt, and then the turn afterwards probably just Eidolon, and then maybe another Rift Bolt suspended if we draw another land. That's going to be my route through this. Urza Saga. How the fuck did I know that? You know what? I should not put this away because we actually care about this. Okay, well, there's the Saga, so. Oops. We can, yeah, we know about that. Yeah, we still have to do this. Faith's Reward. Okay, well, yeah, Second Sunrise, like, they have to deal with this Eidolon or they're dead, so. So I think this is going to be good. So we have, yeah, this turn Eidolon has to come out, and we'll probably suspend this Rift Bolt. And I think that'll be, like, that should be enough, because if they don't have an answer to this thing, like, if they don't have, like, Path to Exile or something, this will just murder them. They are not going to be looping anything, because every time they loop, they're just killing themselves. But this Goblin Guide showing us what we're on. Faith's Reward. So this is eggs. This is not actually ad nauseum. We're up against an eggs deck. They do have another land, so they can make a construct here. So they can block one of our guys. We Rift Bolt their face. Get a prowess trigger going. If we draw like a lightning bolt, that would even be better. Just because we can bolt them and get the extra damage off of Swiftspear right now. But I think this game is going to come down to whether this thing resolves. Okay, I guess we can play this attack first. Because maybe they'll tap out and make a chump blocker. Another Faith's Reward. Okay. And we'll make a 1/1 dink, potentially. Yeah, they can't force of negate this. I really want them to make the creature so that they don't have like mana leak or anything like that up. That's the hope. Because if they counter the Eidolon, then things could go south. Like, we might actually be in trouble then. But if they like tap out to make a construct here, then we're actually in pretty good shape. Because then, like, they don't really have an out, then sure. You chump block, you go to 10, and then you basically die. Let's get our basic mountain here first. Play Eidolon. That's probably close to a concede. Sure, you have a bajillion mana, but like you're now at 6 life, and this is gonna hurt you a lot. So let's hope they don't have like Prismatic Ending in hand or something like that. I'm hoping that this just prevents them from comboing off this turn, because if they don't have an answer to Eidolon, they're not going to be able to win. Okay, they're going to try to go through it with Zurin Orb. Interesting. They could potentially do that. That is possible. So, we've done everything that's within our power to do this. This card might let them win through this. So they can Faith's Reward here. Which, Faith's Reward will not get triggered by this. Only the cards that they actually cast will. Oh, they're reshaping this too? And yeah, okay. That makes sense. X or less. So they ended, I think they spent 4 mana on this, so they didn't get pinged by this thing. They still need a source of card draw here. So what is your source of card draw? Because I don't think this, I don't know, I'm not sure if this is enough. You need some way to like do more than this, because you're not actually cycling through your deck yet. They made black mana, so maybe they have like ad nauseum or something. Or maybe something like Dakon. They will get pinged for Dakon if they have that. I don't know. I guess what if they cast another Fate's Reward, then you just gain a bunch of life, but then you kind of expended your two of your big combo cards. So, oh, X equals 6. All right, they have Citadel now. Never. Okay, well, they had a second reshape, so like, that's yeah, that is what it is. So this might just be enough here. Depends how deep they have to dig in their deck to find more Fate's Rewards. This is going to cost them a significant amount of life to like try to. They still could die. Like they have to find Fate's Rewards to go off through this still. Oh, that's not good. All right. Well, they can. Yeah, they can sack like up these things. They have like 3 cards they can draw here, but I guess they have to be worried about Citadel, so they need to keep these in case they have lands on top of their deck. I'm guessing. We've already used 2 of these, so if depends. Like I guess they could also have open the vaults. That's an option too. I don't know how many copies of that card they might play in their deck, but this is still making it hard. So they've sacked the Bauble to draw a card, so they have 2 more card draws here to dig through nonsense. Reshape, okay, yeah. So they did cast X's too. They could gain 3 life with this. Okay. Which they opt to do so they can draw more stuff. Just doing our best to just see whether they have it or not. Maybe they might not. This looks to me like they probably do because they just sacrificed their last land. They put 2 cards in the bottom. That's a good sign. It means they might not have found the Fate's Reward yet. So we're just kind of hoping that the rewards are just shuffled onto the bottom somewhere. Okay. Did you find it? There's still 33 cards left. Maybe not. I think they found it. They're all right. That's bad. All right. Well, they found copy number 3 in the top 30 cards. So it's probably a little bit lucky, but I mean, they scried a little bit, but you know, that's fine. So I guess we want like Smash to Smithereens, and we also probably want maybe Vortex. You found the 4th copy of Fate's Reward? Nice. Well, I think they put 1 back in their deck, so they had like 2 to find, but yeah. Yeah, okay, so we are dead. Like they could just kill us with Citadel right now. All right, which they are going to do. This is losing 10 life, so we can't redirect that. Okay, that's fine. We got it. All right, opponent managed to like find their way. Like they had a pretty large hill to climb, but they managed to find their way through it. Like they drew it in time. Searing Blaze does absolutely nothing against this deck, so we have to take this out. Yeah, we definitely need Vortex because it turns off their Zerrin Orb life gains. Other than that, like, everything else is pretty good. Maybe cut 1 Helix, but that's about it. I guess we could bring in Skullcrack too. Like, they don't have any creatures, so like this doesn't really matter. The Skullcrack, like, turning off Zerrin Orb for a turn actually is hugely relevant, so... I have to imagine this match is probably favorable to Burn, but they did steal game 1 kind of through an Eidolon, which is pretty ridiculous, so... Who's to say? However, we do have 2 vortexes here, so that could be good enough. I'm going to keep it anyway. We just go Lava Spike into Vortex and hope that's enough. Oh, they mulled to 5. That's got to be good news, too. Because this also means that if they suspend Lotus Bloom, they're going to take a bajillion damage, too, so... Yeah, so suspending Lotus Bloom is like the worst thing they can do here. Alright, they don't have a Lotus Bloom, so we just play Vortex. So there will be no life gaining here, please. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of all the land draws here. But now we have to be careful because we need to spend mana to use this effect, so... They are reshaping for X equals 0. Okay, they're getting a Lotus Bloom, I take it. This seems like a good time to activate this. Sure. They're going to get Zurin Orb. I'm turning this off right now. Now they get Lotus Bloom. That makes sense. Sure. So they can't gain any life this turn, but they also can't cast any 0-drop stuff. I guess they're just going to try to go for it right here. I guess they don't really need to. They have, like, just value off of that one, so that could just... But they don't have to actually go. They have a little bit of time still, so... Depends. I don't know if they have it in hand or not. No, they're... Leyline of Sanctity. Interesting. Okay. I guess I'm going to put Lurrus in hand. So we might need that. Probably at the end of their turn, we'll crack Arid Mesa for a Sacred Foundry. Okay, you have very protection. Okay, cool. We are currently winning the race. Alright, and they're just going to cycle a bunch here. This could be another face reward for value. Oh no, opponent, you just fucking punted with the Zurin Orb. No, how? Why? That's so bad. I'm so sorry, sir. That doesn't work like that. Whoopsies. Well, they have Leyline here, so probably just bring in like the Kor Firewalkers because they can at least attack. I guess I'll take out Skewer and bring in Helix. Helix has got to be better than these 3-mana spells. The only bad thing is, like, all my burn spells target something, so... if they actually do manage to play, if they start with Leyline, I am in a world of shit. But that said, I can't really do anything about that. If they have Leyline, they fucking have Leyline. So, like, what do you want? So we are relying on the creatures kind of to go past Leyline if we can hope for that. But Vortex is excellent here. Okay, well, we have creatures and we have Eidolon, so seems pretty good. This is a way to get through. Alright. Turn 1 Swiftspear, and we're just going to play like turn 1 Eidolon. Alright. Can we beat Leyline? I think this is a hand that could potentially beat a Leyline. We can actually aim our burn spells at that. Oh, that's fantastic. We can throw the burn spells at a fucking construct token if we want. So right now, let's see. How it would be a 3/3 if they made a construct. It's fine. Alright, good luck. Every spell that you cast is going to cost you 4. How many spells do you think you can cast here? Not enough, they think. Alright. How do we want to do this? I can attack with the... I could attack with everything here. If they block the... I don't want them to block Eidolon, though. If I attack with Swiftspear, I could Rift Bolt this thing and kill it, but... doesn't seem fantastic. On the other hand, like, they could... They can't reasonably attack me. Like, that seems suicidal. I could try to crack Sunbaked to draw a card. I think that's the best option here. Yeah, suspending Rift Bolt's not going to do anything. I mean, I could bolt this thing, but it doesn't matter, so... I'm just going to play this untapped, and I guess... okay, so here's the, like... I could just suspend it, because then maybe next turn I can bolt this, and attack them. I'm not a huge fan of this line, but... because that's going to cost me 8 life. I will go to 5. On the other hand, like... what's really bad, though, is, like, if they actually killed their own construct somehow, like, that would be dangerous, too. If at least if I Rift Bolt this thing twice next turn, I do get to attack for a bunch of damage, and then they basically can't cast spells. Alright. We're going to go with this line. No attacks. I don't have to kill them. I just have to get them to 4 or less, and then I can basically kill them. Then they can't cast anything. A prismatic ending one of these. Okay. Alright. Well... Alright. Now I have another bad choice to make. If I cast Smash to Smithereens here, I can actually blow up this Zurin Orb, but I don't think it's going to do anything. I could smash this thing. Take 2. Or I could just Rift Bolt it, I guess. I think I have to do this. This attacks for 5. And then I can smash something and attack with these two, and that I can force them to sacrifice lands, I guess. They suspend 2 Lotus Blooms. All right. That seems dangerous. I guess I have to blow up the Zurin Orb here. Because now they have to sacrifice lands or they die. They're at 6. So I have the option to go to 3, play the Kor Firewalker, give me an extra attacker next turn. Though they won't be able to cast spells. I think this is winning. Just give myself an extra thing to attack with. Now they have to deal with both of these, because if they don't, they're dead. They can't cast anything that costs 3 or less, so this will kill them. Casting Fate's Reward is not going to do anything. They only have 2 lands, so I don't think that they can do very much here. I think they're screwed. Eidolon's probably going to do it. Yeah, that looks like desperation. Okay, they played a land. Are you gonna kill yourself? I guess they could prismatic. Well, even if they prismatic ending for 4, the Firewalker still kills them. So that's the thing. So that's why I played this, because now even like prismatic ending's not enough to bail them out here. I guess if they drew Fate's Reward, they can try to go for it without casting any spells, but no, they didn't have it. Alright, we managed to get there with Burn against the Eggs deck. So it puts us at 3-1, so we're good. That's excellent. I think we made a sideboarding mistake in the first game, or in the first match. But I mean, that was going to be tough no matter what, so it just came down to, like, we didn't have the answer to Shadowspear, and, like, I guess we could have. I should not have sided it out. That seems like a mistake. The thing, like, I was just thinking, because the Jund deck is not as heavy in artifacts as the other decks are, but Shadowspear is just, like, too ubiquitous. I guess we just have to always have an answer for it. So, alright. So this is already a better record than last week. Let's see if we can go for 4-1 here. We are up against Ornate Puzzles, and we are on the draw. So hopefully this won't take too long. We'll get this done nice and quick. Alright, so they are working on this. What's it gonna be? It's all you, opponent. Okay, here we go. Oops. There we go. Nice and polite greeting. We chose our Lurrus here. His hand's not great. We're up against a control deck on the draw. We do have a canyon to throw away. But it is 4 lands. I feel like a mulligan's got to be better than this. This definitely seems better. We'll keep this. We'll put Searing Blaze in the bottom. That card doesn't seem like it's doing much. So we have 1-drops to play now. And hopefully we draw lands and it'll be fine. So this might be Elementals. Oh, that was a very good card to draw here. I would love to pay 2 life for this Goblin Guide. Opponent might just like Solitude it or something, but you never know. You have to just swing anyway. Memory Deluge. Oh, we're up against the... This has to be control, right? Yeah. Because this is 4 mana dig through time, basically. Okay. Hall of the Storm Giants. That's a good card. Ooh, excellent. Okay. Let's get our attack in first. See what they want to do here. They drew a Flooded Strand. Okay, so they took the damage. I think we're going to spectacle this thing right now. And let's get this Lava Spike out. Okay, great. I mean, there is definitely an argument to cast Eidolon here, but... Oh, they cycle Shark Typhoon. That means they have to be in trouble. I feel like if you were going to cycle Shark Typhoon, you should have did it in response to me casting this in case you drew Force of Negation. This doesn't seem great for them. Alright, let's attack with the Goblin Guide again. They drew a Plains. Alright, well, we're giving them all the lands. So we know they have Flooded Strand. We know they have Plains. So they might cycle another Shark Typhoon here. Archmage's Charm. Okay. Let's do that while they clearly are tapped out. Now they're in bolt range, so it's super dangerous. What are you doing here? Jace? I think that means if you don't find force off of this Jace, we're dead. So I think we are going to Boros Charm them on our turn and just hope they don't have force. Because they clearly have stuff like Archmage's Charm, so if I let them untap, they could have more counterspells they can play with actual mana. And I don't want to let them do that. You can't attack here. That seems suicidal. Like, attacking just seems like such a ridiculous, like... Alright, let's try to kill them right now. Did you find force? No. Alright, excellent. Okay, so we are playing against the control deck. So what do we say here? Searing Blaze, it could almost have been playable that time, but it's really not in general. I guess if they have elementals, the Roiling Vortex actually does something. They might bring in life gain cards too, so I think Skullcrack, we bring in the 2 vortexes, and yeah, this was the hard part. We didn't really have a good like last card to bring in. Maybe Kor Firewalker is the way to go here. It's like they could have something like Omnath, but I don't think that's a concern. I think we just bring in Firewalker. We'll bring in one of those, and we'll do it like that. Firewalker's not great, but it at least turns sideways and threatens them, so. Burn versus the control deck is a really weird match because there can be a lot of intricate back and forth between it. This hand is absolute garbage. It's way too slow. There's too many lands here, so we have to mulligan this. I guess this is better. Maybe we put Firewalker in the bottom. I don't think it's that good here. I mean, it's still not perfect because we still would prefer to have a creature in turn 1. The creatures get a lot worse after like turn 2 or 3. At that point, they're almost irrelevant. On turn 1 is really when you want to have them, but you know, you do what you gotta do. So still probably better than our 7 card hand because we have at least these we can play at instant speed. We're in the draw, so we could still draw a creature. That's definitely a thing. If we draw like Swiftspear in turn 1, like that could actually be fantastic as we go Vantage into Swiftspear, turn 2 Lava Spike into Skewer, into attack for 3. That would be just the nuts. So this hand does have a lot of potential. Depends on what we draw in turn 1. Drawing a land is not particularly impressive. But if we do draw a land, at least on turn 3, we can do something like turn 1 Spike, turn 2 Helix, turn 3 maybe Boros Charm into Skewer. That's an option. So they're trying to figure out what they're doing here. Opponent, please tell me that like I know that I used a bunch of burn spells, but please tell me they didn't like set your house on fire or something. Too hot to handle. All right, excellent. They're here they come. Yata. We drew another Skewer. Not exactly what I was hoping for here, but I mean it's a thing. We can cast it at some point. Stoneforge Mystic. No, Chalice of the Void. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Could have like actual counterspell. And if they use force, I guess that's okay. The Sacred Foundry here. I'm gonna Boros Charm them and just see if they have force of negation. I'm getting the impression they don't. Yeah. So this turn we can go like Helix into Skewer. They might have just thought that Chalice in 1 was going to be enough, and it is not. I mean, that definitely helps, so. Let's fetch first. They may counter this. Sure. I mean, the counterspell mode in that is not that big a deal. So this is also a good argument that maybe we should bring in the smashes. We're running out of steam very fast. They did have actual counterspell this time. Fuck. I didn't play the Vantage. Alright, well, it might be too little too late anyway. I'm not sure how much difference this is going to make. Them still being at 13 is insanely dangerous to us. Especially now that we have 2 cards in hand that don't do anything. Like, this land is not helping us, and this bolt is not helping us. So, my guess is this is going to go to game 3. They put their Kahira in hand. Oh, no, they just drew a card with Teferi, never mind. Oh god, alright, you know what? Oh, they bounced their Chalice, okay. Fuck, alright. I didn't even pay attention to that. I should have played the Goblin Guide into the Bolt. That's totally my bad. I forgot. I didn't think they actually bounced anything. I thought it was still sitting over here, and no, they bounced Chalice, and now they'll just replay it. I had a window to cast this fucking lightning bolt, and I didn't. I'm an idiot. Alright. You know what? That's fine. I believe you. You got this one. Alright, well, then we do know that they are bringing in Chalice, so instead of Vortex, I think I'm going to bring in Smashes. I would love to be in the play. We don't have the resources to fight them at 17 life with that much card advantage. It is a pointless effort to try. This hand is fine. We'll keep this. It might actually be a little bit more than fine, to be honest. This hand's actually really good. Let's play Arid Mesa. Crack it. You know, I probably didn't need to do this. I should have just played the Sacred Foundry first. I was just thinking about it because if they have like Spreading Seas or something, I don't want them to take me off of white mana. But really, in that case, I could have drawn Inspiring Vantage, which means then it would have been correct to play Sacred Foundry into Vantage into Fetch Land. Okay, ending is, I mean, so yeah, like this. Here I can get a basic mountain. I'll just play Eidolon here. Make life a little bit harder. What is improved about Burn? This time we have Skullcracks in our list. Last week we were not playing them, so yeah, I think we do want to shock on this. Yeah, I think the 3 Skullcracks have made a pretty big difference between this week's list and last week's list, so alright. So it's not that we changed the list radically, it's that we improved it from last week, that's why. So I think we're in a pretty good spot right now. So they could play like Chalice here, but even if they do, like that's oh, if they just put Kahira in hand, then they're fucked. They didn't have force for this Boros Charm, which means they are in a boatload of hurt. So we could just try to kill them here. If we play Swiftspear into Boros, like that doesn't do it. If we actually, so what we could do here is play or attack them with the Eidolon. Then bolt them, then Boros Charm them, and they're tapped out. So if they didn't force the last one, chances are they're not going to force this one. That would be my guess. Though if we play the Swiftspear, we only do 8 damage here. They still can't cast spells though. I guess they could cast a 4-mana spell, something like Solitude, and then yeah. So I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I think we just go for it and hope that it's enough. Like Solitude could happen here. So I want to see if Solitude happens, then, this might be better. I want to see if they take the damage. All right, they do. So let's just get them. All right. So did you have a force? Because if you have it, you have to use it like right now. They have Solitude. What do they do? Are they like trying to? Okay, I guess they're not doing anything. They're just dying. That's the plan. They are donating us life before they die. They have seen. Oh, they used the force of negation. Okay, I gotcha. That makes sense. They are force of negating this. In that case, I am still gonna bolt while they're tapped out. All right, so they had force. So they threw away. Yeah, they threw away Kahira and Archmage's Charm here. So I guess we need a bolt to like kill them. So we're not far away from doing this, but if they tap out, like they're risking death. All right, do we get it? Um. We do this on their upkeep. So they had Blossoming Calm as well. All right. There's one of the last 3 cards in their hand. They gain Hexproof, so I can't hit them right now. This fucking thing has Rebound too, which is annoying. Well that's not terrible because that does mean that it's gonna hurt them when this rebound. So, and they don't. Like not casting it is not really an option. So they're gonna run out of answers eventually here. Yeah, you're gonna stay at 4 basically because of this Eidolon. So. Oh. Okay, these are all gone. What do you got? We play this, we crack this. Didn't have a prowess trigger for this, so they can scry 2 here, but we have lethal in play. They can't cast anything that costs 3 or less. So I guess they need like Prismatic Ending and then an answer for the Swiftspear. So they go bottom. Alright, we win. We went 4-1 with Burn. Pretty good. I think we had a chance in the first match. I just screwed up and I should have had the smashes in for the first match, so. But I mean, this was a significant improvement over last week, because, yeah, the 2 main deck Skullcracks and I think the one in the sideboard definitely helped. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this was a pretty good list. It's very, very nice and stock. There's nothing, like, super fancy about it. It's just, we cut the cute nonsense. We took out the 1 Seal of Fire and the 1 Lightning Helix just to play some more anti-life gain, like, this card, yeah, I think this is actually... Having played, like, now the last 10 matches with this deck, I do think this is, like, really significant to this deck. You need some copies of these effects in here so that you can get people. Just because even, like, you know, if you're up against like a Shadow Spear or something, like this gives you a chance to fight through it. So yeah, I thought this was amazing. 4-1's a good result. That's it's better than we've been doing with Merfolk for a really long time. So I'm happy with this. Oh, you know what? Let me. There you go. You can see the full deck list here. I don't think we cast the Deflecting Palms this week, but there definitely was opportunity to do so. Like against Hammer Time, like the Deflecting Palms would have been like super bomb if we hit them. So, like yeah, I think like this is a very solid 75. Absolutely recommend it. So it's fun. It's been a long time since I got back to my Red Mage roots, but you know I feel like I'm not all the way there yet, but like it's coming back, and we're getting there over it. So yeah, I'm pleased with this. So if you enjoyed this and you're watching this on the replay, please make sure you give this a thumbs up. I really appreciate your comments, and I also appreciate everybody who stopped by in the stream today too. That was excellent. I'm still not sure exactly how I'm gonna do this schedule because I like being able to do some of these live, but like I know a lot of people like their regularly scheduled like one match every day upload, and I don't know how to balance that yet, and I'm still trying to find a way to do that. So yeah, it's a work in progress. I will be playing Final Fantasy V on Twitch. Yeah, so I don't know what team I'm using it though, because the event for this goes till November 30th, and it's either we're playing warriors or we're playing mages. So either rod cracking crews or we're just playing people who can't crack rods. No Blizzagas or Thundagas with them. And yeah, they're running an event for charity for Child's Play, and I am doing a competition with my friend. So basically, he's a lot better at Final Fantasy V than I am. So the deal is that every level that that my party is over his level, I have to donate $1 to the charity for it. Each boss that I'm higher level than him for. So it's gonna be kind of a low level challenge to see how low can I be for all these bosses, and it'll be fun to see this. So he'll probably be on with me while we're doing this. So that's something to look forward to here. But otherwise, that's all I've got for now. So like I said, thanks everyone for checking this out. We'll do more burn probably in the future, but we might take a break and maybe we'll play some Pioneer decks. I mean, the Phoenix deck looks like it's really fun and up my alley. I might do that. I know somebody had asked about playing like a Sultai mid-range deck, which I think they were wanting it in Modern, but I think it actually might work better in Pioneer, so that's also something I might do at some point. If you have suggestions, though, please let me know. I always read them. I'm not promising that I'm going to do all of them, but I do read them and take them into consideration. So once again, thanks everyone. I will see you again next time.